What can you say about your guys' performance tonight, coming in undermanned, and then Eric going on the injured list kind of last minute too? On paper, obviously, you guys look really undermanned, but played inspired basketball tonight.
Well, sometimes these are the most fun games, when you kind of go out with nothing to lose and you're undermanned and everybody knows they're going to play. And I sensed a great energy and spirit even before the game started. We felt like we had a great opportunity. Dallas played last night in Atlanta, tough back-to-back, and we knew we were going to get out and try to run. And I thought it was just a really good team effort. Just the ball was moving, and in the second half, our defense kind of kicked in, and they finally started missing some shots. But biggest thing was we rebounded those misses, which has been obviously a flaw of ours all season. So, we've been trying to preach to the guys, if we can defend without fouling and rebound the ball, we've got a lot of athletes, a lot of shooters. We can be very explosive.
Hi, Steve. Carlos Ramirez, NBC Bay Area and Telemundo. You've always talked about the identity you want for this team. Was tonight's game the closest to that identity that you see so far?
Well, yeah, we've played fast this year. I think we're in the top 3 in the league in pace, but we have not been particularly effective in transition. And I'm not quite sure why. Some of it is just fouling too much and not being able to run because we're taking the ball out of the net. But I think we should be a better transition team. And tonight was an indicator that we can be good in that area. So, yeah, I mean, it's one game, but it was a great night for everybody, and everybody's feeling pretty good in that locker room.
Does this stylistically fit Kelly better, this kind of basketball, no center, spread, basically playing the 4 a little bit?
Yeah, it might. I mean, I think honestly, this style sort of fits everybody better. When the game is like that, it's so loose and up and down. It feels almost like summer league. So I think everybody is more comfortable in a small game where there's a lot of space and room to roam, and it's just a little easier to get rhythm. But I think this has been coming. Obviously for Kelly, it's been a rough first quarter of the season. And yet within that span, he's had some excellent games for us. He's played very well at times. He's just had some really poor shooting nights during that span that people have locked in on. But, Kelly's getting more comfortable. The guys in the locker room love him and want to help him continue to get comfortable. And this was obviously a great night for him and for the whole group.
What was it like defending in a game like this? The teams went into the locker room with a combined 150 points scored. What kind of defensive emphasis did you put on coming out in the third quarter? Because you guys held the Mavs to 20 points there, and that's where you really established your lead and control of this game.
Yeah, we talked about just trying to get 3 stops in a row at some point early in the half, just to try to get a little traction defensively. They were making everything in the first half, but some of that was our own doing. We weren't aggressive enough, especially on our switches, and they were shooting with ease and a lot of freedom. I thought in the second half we got more aggressive and forced some misses, and they might have been tired too from the back-to-back. But as I mentioned earlier, the important thing was that when we did force misses, we had 5 guys fighting for rebounds. And I don't know what the rebounding total was in the second half, but we must have won it by, I think, 7 or 8 boards. And that allowed us to really get out and attack before they could set up their defense.
Steve, why do you think Draymond was able to have so much success setting everybody else up the way he did tonight?
He's been doing it now, for I think for the last couple of weeks, Nick. He's feeling better. He's feeling in better shape. We've made more of an emphasis the last few games. The way people are playing Steph this year and just attacking him on the dribble. It's very important that we get Draymond as a handler because he's so potent at point forward, and Steph obviously is so potent off the ball. So I just think Draymond is finding his rhythm. This has always been his strong suit as an offensive player. Being a point forward, pushing the ball, generating tempo and pace, and he did all that tonight.
Do you think that Draymond is at a point conditioning-wise to do that every night now?
I think so. I mean, obviously every game's going to be different. This was a really fast-paced game, and the games aren't always going to be like this. But if you look at the last few games, he's really been pushing the ball and creating energy for us. And I think the last two games were the first ones that he's played the whole first quarter, if I'm not mistaken. And so, his conditioning is definitely better, and I think that is lending to his strong play.
Hey, Steve, I know you said that Kelly hasn't had the best first quarter of the season, but has there been something in practice or a game that made you think, oh, yeah, he's one of us. He's going to fit in here as a Warrior. This is going to work?
Yeah, I think there have been a few games, Rachel, where he's just looked more comfortable and he shot the ball well, and I think that the biggest thing the last maybe 2 weeks or so, he seems a little more comfortable playing our style. We're very different than most teams because of Steph Curry and his off-ball gravity, and the fact that Draymond is our leading assist guy as our power forward, or tonight our center. So we're an unorthodox team, and I don't think it's been easy for him to get comfortable with our style. But I have seen the last couple of weeks that he's starting to feel it.
What do you think?
How many hands do you need to count the number of plays you called tonight? And two, what did you think of Juan?
Yeah, I mean, I think I only called plays in timeouts. During the pace of the game, we were just going. I felt like Nelly. It was like the Run TMC days all over again. I mean, I just needed my fish tie. But he would have been proud of this game. I mean, small across the board. Our playmaking bigs with Juan and Draymond. It's very disruptive to a defense to have your 4 and your 5 men handling the ball so much and playing that playmaking role. It really changes the look that we're all used to seeing in the NBA. It was one of Nelly's qualities was just his genius in understanding that when you throw a completely different look at a team, it's hard to guard. Because in the NBA, most teams kind of play the same way. We all copy each other, and we run stuff that other teams are running, and vice versa. And you sort of get used to guarding certain actions, and you get a game like tonight where everything's jumbled and nobody has a position, and the 4 and the 5 men are handling the ball all the time. It creates a lot of confusion.
And Juan, just in
Juan's
general?
Fantastic. I mean, I have known what Juan could do since last year. I'm a huge fan. I just love his innate feel for the game, his toughness, his competitiveness, his energy, his joy. The guys on the team love Juan. The respect that he has. There aren't a lot of two-way players in the league who have the kind of respect that Juan has in our locker room, both on and off the floor. He's just really high-character human being who has passion for life and works his butt off and deserves every bit of success that he gets.
What do you think you can learn from this stretch of games that you can implement when you do have James back, Looney back, your centers, and it's more traditional?
Well, I think we're getting a look at some different lineups, Anthony. That has to be a factor, I think, for us. Just looking at different combinations and that sort of thing. And then, you sort of naturally fall into actions and when you play a different lineup and a different group, sometimes you'll see something on film and you realize, we got to make that a staple offensively. So, those types of things you can latch onto and turn into a more consistent part of what you do.